The following is a presentation of TFNN. Trade what you see with Larry Pesavento. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648 or internationally at 727-445-1044. Now, Larry Pesavento.
Okay, looking good, Billy Ray. Feeling good, Lewis. The anniversary date of the high of the stock market was Saturday, September 3rd. In 1929, the Dow hit 383. In the next 3 years, it dropped all the way down to 41 on July the 5th, 1932, and started the greatest bull market in the history of the world, pretty much. Anyway, that's what we're, just a little history to look at. We'll show a few charts. We hit some real major stuff here over the weekend. Well, yesterday, let's try it again. Last week, and then again tonight. Sunday night, Monday morning, Sunday night, we also hit some interesting things. The first chart that we're going to look at here is the German DAX. As you can see here, we completed a beautiful ABCD pattern down on September the 1st. From there, we went up and made an ABCD pattern to the high. This is what happened on Friday. So what we want to do is just bring it forward, to see, what we're looking at this morning. And as you can see, you can't see it yet, but you will soon. You'll be able to see that we did break down a little bit, and then we've rallied up to a 61% retracement, and we've been staying in this trading range around 10,700 and change here for quite some time. The $64 question is, do we break out of 10,755? And that means the market would, for the German DAX, would certainly be looking like it wanted to go higher. Now, there's a couple of charts that I think are very, very important. I want to go through them one at a time. First of all, I want to start out here in gold. And basically, if you'll remember, when we last left you, we hit this number of 1307 in the gold, which was a 382 retracement of the low from May. But the key thing to look at this, and the reason why I'm trying to go through this, is to see if this is really the big breakout. And that's what you have to do is to go back and look in history. If we go back to look at the October to the December area, if you'll see to the left of that chart, you'll see that big red line. That was 35 trading days from the high to the low. Now, if we move fast forward from what we've just done in late June to where we were last week, that was 37 days down, trading days. Now, the drop in December was $150 per ounce. The drop into August, late August, early September, was exactly $75 per ounce, half of that amount. So that's an important thing. Now, we've hit some major resistance today in gold. I mean, I think it's major, but we hit there very quickly, and that's at this 1340 level, which is the 61% retracement of the high that we made, back in June. So that's a very, very important fact that we hit it that quickly. It looks very bullish in gold. I think gold and silver have a really chance in here to really do something. If we look at silver, that is even more interesting, because if we take a look at this silver, and remember, folks, these are just patterns and ratios. That's all we're really looking at. If you'll see here, on the low that we made here last week around Wednesday, you'll notice that the silver hit 1832, I think, something like that. That was an exact 61% retracement from the low that we made back in December. Can you believe that? I mean, we made a 38% retracement in silver, and we couldn't do anything in gold. I mean, gold is acting extremely strong. And it's also 37 days down from November to December, just like we were here. So we got some really strong symmetry here to look at here in the gold. My strategy here, if you remember, last week we had a 3-drive pattern in that gold on the 4-hour chart. at the 1309, I believe. And Mr. Z in the room was really, beating the drums to pay attention to it. It had a pretty good rally off of that. And what we've done so far today is I was looking at this last night because I wanted to alert you to the fact that there is pretty strong resistance here in the silver up around this 1970 level. That's a 61% retracement of the high that we made way back on August the 10th. Now that same number in gold comes in at 1340, and the high today is 1339 and change. So these are going to be really interesting spots, because if we go blasting through there today, we're going to go a whole lot higher, and if we don't, we'll back off a little bit. So that's the key thing to watch, in the gold and silver. We had one other one that hit something last night that I think is very important, and that is the crude oil. And I'm a big believer, of course, in Fibonacci numbers. But if you look at the crude oil over the past several days, you'll notice that the high we made back at the 48.50 level on the 27th, the 26th of September. Then we broke down, $5 a barrel down to 43. And then last night's high was an exact 61% retracement of the high from September the 26th, and it was an exact 78% retracement from the high on September 30th, and now we're trading at around 44. We've already dropped $2,000 in the matter of a few hours, about 10 hours in the crude oil because of this, the importance of those numbers. Now we get above 46.50, then you can be looking at something, a lot higher. But right now we're already down. We're testing the 78% retracement now in the crude oil down around this 44 level, and failure to do that is really, really going to be something to really watch very, very closely. Now, we are going to have Norm Winsky from Astro Trend on at the break. He always has some great information, and his trading dates have been very good. We're also going to try to have Shane Smolian from wolftrader.net this week, if possible, and our good friend, of course, which Shane is also Bill Meridian from Cycles Research in Vienna, Austria. And we want to ask him about some astrology things, of course, and he has been very good also. So some of the guests that we've had have been giving us some really, really, really good information. So we want to watch that. Now, there's been one market that is a big surprise, and that is the, I want to put this up today. This is the, get this up so we can look at one at a time. And hold on a second, and we'll take a look here. You'll notice here that this is the Hang Seng. You'll see that you had a lot of ratios coming together. You had a 1.618, a 1-to-1, a 78, and a 50%. 4 major ratios coming together as of Friday. And yet, what's happened is, the market has had a very, very strong move to the upside this morning. And I wanted to bring this to your attention, and I put it right here. What did I do with it, Lawrence? Larry. My name's not Lawrence, it's Larry. Hold on just a second here. Here it is. I think this is it. No, that's not it. Here it is. This is it, I believe. Yeah, here it is. I just wanted to point it out to you to show you what happened. They gapped up. It gapped up on Friday. And we're continuing to, yesterday, and they're continuing a little bit higher today. We're trading at 23,700, 877-927-664.
TFNN is excited to offer a brand new piece of market scanning software unlike anything the industry has ever seen. John Logan and his team have spent years developing their market profile tools to finally be able to release the TAS Profile Scanner Plus. And right now you can get a 2-week trial absolutely free just by visiting TFNN.com and providing us your name and email address. The TAS Profile Scanner Plus is the premier market profile based scanner in the industry, powered by the acclaimed TAS proprietary algorithms, this feature-rich scanner is a standalone desktop software that instantly filters over 2,500 global financial markets such as stocks, ETFs, commodity futures, and Forex. Within 3 minutes of signing up, you can have the software downloaded and running on your computer with a complete roadmap of market indicators and inflection points to trade off using the TAS Profile Scanner Plus. Sign up today and try this amazing piece of software by visiting TFNN.com.
Many of our new listeners have heard about the Tiger's Den, but wondered, what exactly is it? The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of your favorite TFNN shows, plus see all the charts as they happen live during those shows, and have access to all those charts. You can test drive the Tiger's Den absolutely free for 30 days. It will greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets. Details on the Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com.
The Path of Least Resistance is David White's daily trading newsletter, and if you're looking for active trading ideas, then now's a perfect time for a 30-day free trial to this powerful daily trading advisory service. David uses his years of trading experience to offer his subscribers his trading ideas each morning in his Path of Least Resistance newsletter. Using a combination of equity trades along with options, David keeps his subscribers up to date with all pertinent market information with intraday afternoon updates when warranted. Don't miss out on this great chance to get a 30-day free trial to David's daily newsletter, The Path of Least Resistance, with no obligation to pay anything. David has been delivering solid recommendations for his subscribers recently, and if you'd like to see the type of newsletter he delivers every morning, then visit the front page of TFNN and you'll find the Path of Least Resistance under Trading Newsletters. For all the details and to start your 30-day free trial today, log on to TFNN.com now.
Tiger TV is an exciting way to experience TFNN programming. See high-definition video giving you crystal clear charts, as well as seeing some of the faces of TFNN's highly acclaimed financial experts with crisp, full-fidelity sound. Catch Tom O'Brien, John Logan, Steve Rhodes, Basil Chapman, Larry Pesavento, Think or Swim, David White, Andy Hecht, and Daryl Martin in crystal clear, high-definition audio and video. Tiger TV, exclusively at TFNN.com. Larry takes your phone calls now. Toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-445-1044.
Okay, folks, we've been asked to take a look at the cattle market, and I've posted the October cattle, and as you can see, we have a whole lot of ABCD patterns coming together. And we're also at the 1.27 expansion here at the 109 per pound level in the, 101 level, 101.90 per pound level. So that should offer some pretty good support. However, we are looking at that 1.618 on the downside around 98 and change. That's the one I would sort of wait for. Now, if we take a look at the longer term picture, in cattle, you'll see here, this is the weekly chart. You'll notice you also have that 1.618 expansion down there at around the 98 level also. So that's still another 3 cents to go. I would wait for that one is what I would do if I were in the cattle. And frankly, I'm not involved in cattle. There's just too many things, really looking for a home to the downside as near as I can tell. So I think we're going to get to that 98 level in cattle, and then I would wait for it. We've had a question about my position in crude oil. I don't have a position for the for you folks. All I mentioned was that last night we had a perfect 618 and 78% retracement up there at that 46.05, 46.08 level, and we've already broken $2 a barrel. That's all I was referring to, with that. Now, we've also had a request to take a look at the dollar index, which is one of our favorite things to look at. And as you can see here on the dollar index, a few weeks ago, back on July the 20th, we had those 5 ratios coming together at the same time. We had a 61% retracement, a 78% retracement, a 1.27 expansion, a 1.618 expansion, and another 1.618 expansion, along with an ABCD up there at that 97.50 level, and that certainly, marked the high. And then you had a perfect move to the downside. ABCD stopped exactly at the 78% retracement of the June low and exactly 61% retracement of the May low. You can't get it. You can't make this stuff up, folks. And then Friday we had a 50% retracement and the down move, and now we're back getting ready to challenge the highs again. It looks like it wants to break out to the upside is what it looks like. But there is some pretty strong resistance up here at 96.30. But getting through that, you should have a pretty good move to the upside, because the dollar, based on this chart, if we can get above 97.50, this thing could really get moving to the upside. But right now, we are in a pretty good trading range. We've had higher bottoms in the last few months, but we've also had lower tops. So you're in a pennant. That's basically what you're watching here. So don't get too excited on a long-term trend here until one of these things is broken to the downside. Anything below 94 now in the dollar would be very, very negative and give it a price level of about 88. But that hasn't happened as of yet. They still look very, very bullish, from that perspective is what we're watching. Hold on one second, please. Okay. All right. Now, the next question that we have from our listeners is about the grain markets. And, folks, I think the grain markets, just like the silver and just like the gold, have to be watched very, very closely this week, because I'll put up soybeans first. That's the that's the big daddy rabbit. That's the big speculative vehicle that everybody likes. But you'll notice that soybeans since last August have made a 135 bottom, and then we've come back here again in August, and we tested the exact 78% retracement to the exact penny from our low on the end of February. It just made took out the previous month low in July by 5 cents, and then has turned higher. So I think we're going to stay above 940 in November beans this week, but I'll be looking for a potential to buy. Not today, because there's too many things happening in gold and silver and stocks, and also in bonds and the dollar, that it's not where the bangs for the bucks are right now. But I will be watching it very closely in corn, and also in wheat, and also in beans for a potential bottom. That's the way it looks like, because we've looked at some really strong numbers here. If you just take a look at corn on the 4-hour chart, you'll see that we had a beautiful 3 drive to a bottom pattern, back in August. Then we rallied up, and then we came down one more time, making a perfect 1.27 expansion, and then we've had the little rally higher. Folks, watch this pullback. We rallied 16 cents in corn, so watch for 11-cent pullback. Get it down around 13.19, and take a look at it from the long side, because at that point you don't have to risk more than about 7 cents to be a farmer. And it's not unusual for the markets to rally into harvest time. I know it seems that it is, but in fact it is not. And if we get any crazy weather, and we are certainly getting weather that is defined as crazy, I would think that you could get some really interesting things coming. So we'll watch this also very, very closely. Now, we've asked a question about crude oil. What was the 78% retracement? We are there right now, folks, in the crude oil. We are setting, not quite yet. Let's hang on, Larry. We're very close. The number is 43.75. We're trading at 43.93. So watch that. And that's also a very nice ABCD pattern if you wanted to nibble at the long side in gold. And of course, you must take responsible for all your trades. But it is a really nice 78% retracement, and it's also in an ABCD structure. So all of those things, you got 3 things there that if you have an interest in the long side of the crude oil, that could be one that would be very, very interesting to watch. Remember that the high that we made, back here last night, actually it was Sunday, excuse me. Actually, it was Monday. I was doing it in a different time zone, but we'll get this straight here eventually. We'll take a look at this oil again. You'll see, we'll see what's looking at right now. We have not had any rain in Tucson in well over a couple weeks. We're far away from anything related to those that hurricane stuff. So we'll watch this very, very closely as far as the weather. Let's get back to this this crude oil. Here we are. There we go. Just a second. Here's a crude oil. You'll be able to take a look at this, and you'll see what I'm talking about as far as an ABCD structure, and also the 78% retracement there at 43.75. So that would be a perfect ABCD, and it would also be a 78% retracement. Now, remember, we came down very, very quickly here from last night when we hit that number. You can see it way up there, the 61% retracement at 46.60, I believe, was the 46.54 was the exact high, and now we're $2.50 a barrel, $2,500, which is not a small amount. So it's going to have to hold that level. So at that level, you don't have to risk more than 40 cents, in my opinion. So if you buy at 43.75, you put your stop at 43.45 and take your chance, because below 786 tells us that you're looking at something that could be a whole lot worse than you might think of on the downside. But if you are bullish, this is the place where you want to take a look at it. That's basically the bottom line, and we'll see if this is what's going on, folks. Someone's asked me to talk about the news and stuff. I really don't. We'll be back with Norm Linsky, 877-927-6648.
Larry Pesavento has just started his brand new service, Fibonacci 24/7, and he's already delivering content to his subscribers on a daily basis when the market's opened and even on weekends. Each Monday, you'll receive Larry's written report that provides detailed commentary and a summary on the charts and videos that Larry sends out. And throughout the week, when warranted, Larry will send out via charts or videos or both the key markets that he is watching during the day. This will be up-to-the-date, active trading information that will help you in your daily trading. In Larry's first week alone, he sent out 25 charts, 6 videos, and a full report to his subscribers in just 1 week. If you're a technical trader that uses patterns and retracements to trade, then Larry's service Fibonacci 24/7 is something that you must try. Right now, new subscribers can get a full 30-day money-back guarantee. With nothing to risk, sign up now to Larry Pesavento's Fibonacci 24/7 by visiting the front page of TFNN.com under Trading Newsletters. In quiet markets, investors search for new trading opportunities. We'd like to introduce you to a new product that provides opportunities even in flat markets. Nadex, the North American Derivatives Exchange, is a new and innovative Chicago-based exchange registered with the Commodity Futures Trading Commission, and unlike most other exchanges, Nadex allows you to trade directly through them with direct market access when using their trading platform. Nadex never charges a fee to use their platform, which even includes real-time charts and full customization capability. Nadex's unique short-term binary options allow traders and investors to capitalize on strategies even when the underlying markets are quiet. Nadex's innovation has allowed them to come up with a line of unique trading products that are unavailable anywhere else. See how it works at nadex.com. That's NADEX.com, or click on the Nadex banner on the front page of TFNN.com. Futures and options trading involves risk and may not be appropriate for all investors.
Platinum, grains, crude oil, gold, copper, cattle, hogs, gasoline, natural gas, coffee, cotton, cocoa, and sugar. These are just some of the commodities mentioned in the most recent issue of Andy Hecht's Techno-Mental Commodity Report. Andy publishes his weekly newsletter every Thursday morning, where he breaks down the commodity market and provides his subscribers with specific trading recommendations based on his trading methodology. By signing up for a free trial to the Techno-Mental Commodity Report, you'll get a full 30 days to try out this powerful newsletter service and see for yourself the types of trades Andy has recommended for his subscribers. When you sign up for a 30-day free trial, you're under no obligation to pay anything. And should you decide to continue, you will lock in the low rate of only $79 a month. Sign up right now for the Techno-Mental Commodity Report and make sure you're ready to catch the next big trade in commodities. For more information and to get started today, visit the front page of TFNN.com. This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Okay, we're back, folks, and we have our good friend Norm Winsky from Astro Trends on the line. How are you, my friend?
Good, Larry. How you doing?
I'm above ground, staying away from open graves, my friend.
Very
What do
good.
we got? What do you got for us today, buddy? You're in control. You're in the driver's seat.
All right. So I thought we'd do a quick review of. I was on your show about a month ago, August 4th to be exact. Here's. Can you see on my screen there? Can you see my notes?
Yeah, it's in the line. It's in the room. You betcha.
There you go. So there we go. I'm going to show you some charts here in a minute. Here was the overview of the bigger picture summary of the big planetary events for the month. We had the 4th. We had Mercury 0 south latitude. Jupiter lined up with Pluto. That was a big date for the bonds, possibly, and so forth. And then here was a real interesting one. Just after I was on your show, I think it was a Thursday, and then I had this date here, August 5th, after the close. So that was a weekend. Uranus was 90 degrees to U.S. Mercury, and that indicated some disruption for U.S. communications or transportation. And what happened over that weekend was, I don't know if you remember or not, Delta Airlines got shut down. The whole system was down for several days. So because they had some kind of power surge and their computers got shut down over that weekend. That's
Was that Mercury retrograde also, or was that before that?
No, that was a Uranus 90 degrees to the U.S. Mercury.
Okay.
Yep. So that was can't make any money. I don't know if you can make any money out of it, but it was kind of one of those interesting things. We have something kind of in that same category right now with you probably saw my notes there, Larry, where I didn't know when I wrote that like 2 weeks ago I reported in my putting everything together 2 weeks ago that I said could have a hurricane, and so now we got a hurricane. Or almost
but you're in hurricane season, so we won't rely on that one. We still like your call that you made on May the 19th of 2015, plus all the others you've been spot on, Sue. So if you get the hurricanes right, that's great. But we like the stuff that you show us today.
I usually don't forecast hurricanes. That was just we'll get to that when we look at the future dates here. Anyway, so that's kind of the overview, and so now we'll move ahead.
Okay.
Here's your stock market. Here I had the dates for the stock market. You can see that I had 3 out of 4 good dates. So the dates I gave on the air, I had the 5th. Well, that didn't work, but the 8th was good. It was one day ahead of a short-term high. 10th was good, and the 15th was. By the way, I had that in my thing. Oh yeah, here we are on the heads-up dates. So I said, well, I'm going to focus on the early part of the month, but I can't come on your show and not tell about Saturn going direct over the 12th weekend, which also I allow one day, so that would include Monday the 15th. And also in the nightly updates that you were getting, Larry, I mentioned 21.95 as a key level, and we topped out on the 15th at 21.93.91, so it's off by $1.09.
It's spot on.
Yep. Missed, as Don Adams would say on Get Smart there, missed it by that much, All right, so we hit 3 out of 4. I marked the dates on the chart there, and there you go. HOM, high of the month right there. I hit that. Here's your T-bonds. I had the 5th and the 8th for that time period that I was on your show. For the dates I gave you, that was we had 2 out of 2. Good dates for 100%. Earlier, just before I was on your show, I had I think the 1st of August. That was the high of the month. So actually, for the month of August, I had 4 dates, and I hit 4 out of 4.
We have a question from one of our listeners, and if you had to pick one key date in the month of one or two in the month of September, what would you be looking at as far as a turn in the stock market and also in gold?
Don't have much in gold. Let's see, the biggest day for the stock market for the month of September is probably around the 26th.
26th of September. Isn't that a report of some kind coming out from someone also that's pretty big?
I have no idea on that.
Okay, someone asked a question about the September 12th, the day after, the 9/11. Anything astrologically around September the 12th?
Yep, that's a pretty big date too. That might be the looking at my calendar. That looks like the second biggest day of the month.
Okay, good.
The 12th is
All right.
Monday.
Yeah. Going back into history.
9/11. 911 lands on a Sunday this year.
I was going back into history, Norm. The 911, was there anything astrological? I know you've got a great memory for this, but was there anything around that 911 level that thought that there'd be something, really crazy happening?
Not I guess not specifically to 911. I remember what I was doing in the markets back that summer leading up to that. We had a lineup for what I thought was a peak of over a supply of silver. Silver was scraping along about $4.20, and so I bought silver, and then it ran up. Yeah, and then it ran up like in the July-August period, and it ran up about 70 cents. I got out. I was happy. I was trading the big contract, so that was nice money, if you trade 5,000 ounces. And then it fell back down to retest the lows. I said, well, I think that's good support now. I'll buy it again. And so then I was long silver for 911, and then after 911, they said, oh, we don't know if we're going to be able to deliver the silver on the December contract or not, because the silver was all buried under the rubble, And so then they had a big delivery scare, and so then they ran the silver up again, and I did it again. So I actually made money on 911.
Well, I was fortunate enough to be short stocks into 911, but as you know, it was a very, very scary. I'm going to do my best to have Arch Crawford on Thursday, the 11th, because is Thursday the 11th? No, it'll be Friday is the 11th, because Arch and I were talking when the planes hit back on 911, and he knew ahead of time, before CNBC or CNN, that the Pentagon had been hit, and he was sure that it was some type of a missile. It wasn't an airplane, but that's all the conspiracy theories. Let's go on to the market, Norm. You got too much good stuff for us.
Here's the dollar. I had a couple dates for the dollar, and you can see there, hopefully on the chart, I had these dates here in the early part of August. Those were lows. And then I hit the high of the month about the 8th or so? Yeah, the 8th. And so I hit 3 out of 3. That's 100%. Here's I featured soybeans last month. We had a lot of stuff indicating.
Norm, hold on. Before we start with soybeans, we've only got about 30 seconds to the break, and then we'll come back to soybeans. But one of the folks have asked if you ever do anything in the livestock market. Do you have anything in your letter this week about livestock?
I think I covered that, but it's not what I do for your thing. Is since we have a little amount of limited time, I take the top 3 or 4 markets for the month, and that's what I talk about. So we only have so much time,
This is true. We have to pay bills, and we've got one to pay here pretty soon, but we've still got a few seconds. I haven't been alerted yet of when the time is, but I know it's in a few seconds.
Let me just go ahead and do I can finish the beans in 15 seconds.
You got 15. Book it.
What's that?
Oh, too late. We lost our 15 seconds.
All right.
Okay, stay with us, everyone. Norm Winsky from Astro Trends will be back.
Today, it's hard to tell if the economy is coming or going. Regardless, I want my money going in the direction I choose. If that's your stance as well, then you want to know how Everbank can help keep your money thriving just the way you want. Is growing your money a priority? Everbank is committed to a yield pledge promise to pay high yields on your checking, money market, and CD balances. Looking to diversify? Everbank ingeniously developed accessible ways to spread your money around the world into foreign currencies and even non-FDIC insured metals. And when it comes to your wealth, they bring a highly experienced and global perspective to help you manage it. Everbank's financial philosophy flies in the face of the status quo. They believe your money's performance should not be determined by today's economic circumstances, but by the drive to rise above them and create opportunities that favor your objectives. If that excites you like it does me, visit everbank.com/TFNN to find out what they can do for you. Again, that's everbank.com/TFNN. Visit them today. Everbank is a member FDIC and equal housing lender.
It's 2016 and TFNN has a brand new programming lineup to kick things off. Starting January 4th, Swim Lessons by Thinkorswim and TD Ameritrade will be airing 5 days a week at noon Eastern Time. Join hosts Scott Connor, Kevin Hinks, and Cindy Faber as they host their daily options program live at noon 5 days a week with no commercials for the entire hour. Nico DeHaan and Paige Clark will be moving their program, Living a Primal Lifestyle, to twice a week, Tuesdays and Thursdays from 7 a.m. until 8 a.m. Eastern Time. Wake up with Nico and Paige and start your day off right. The Bull Bear Binary Option Hour by Nadex will now be live Mondays and Fridays at 10 a.m. Start and end the week with the three hosts, Tom O'Brien, Tommy O'Brien, and Daryl Martin, as they break down the world of trading binary options and spreads. For all the details on the new 2016 programming lineup, visit the front page of TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors. Biotech is booming, but for how long? Whether you think the biotech bull has room to run or has run its course, trade LABU or LABD. Directions Daily S&P Biotech 3 times bull and bear ETFs. Visit directioninvestments.com/biotech today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction shares at 866-476-7523. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Catch the Money Masters as they teach you the art of mastering money when it comes to trading and investing. Next on TFNN.
Okay, we're back and we're talking with Norm Linsky of Astro Trend, and our subject is soybeans, November. Fire away, Norm.
Yes, sir. So just reviewing, I featured beans when I was on your show on August 4th. And you can see here we had these dates up here at the top of the screen. And this 17th was there was a debate whether it was a near lunar eclipse. Some people were saying it was a lunar eclipse. Some people were saying it was a near lunar eclipse. Anyway, that's a moon thing. It was a full moon. And in my letter, I have about 3 paragraphs where I give you a simple system to trade the greens. And there you go. I think that's pretty near the high of the month there, right there on the 17th when they had the full moon near lunar eclipse. And that'll come up here again here in a few minutes when we look at the greens again. So we're going to move ahead now. By the way, I hit 4 out of 6 on that and only did 67%, 2/3. Okay, looking ahead at the future here now. Here we are right now. We're on the 6th. And I have stuff happening overnight or tomorrow morning. This is the hurricane thing here with Pluto lining up with the U.S. Neptune. And I forecasted when I putting this stuff together over 10 days ago or a week ago that this could be a hurricane. And I haven't gotten the latest update on her mine yet. But last I heard it was causing some trouble, And then we have a thing here with Uranus, sort of a moderate negative for the U.S. Could be some negative news about technology or international relations. Well, I think we already got that. Obama's been having a rough go out there overseas, right, with some of his so-called friends, right?
Yeah, that sure is. That was really a slap in the face with what happened in China. He's got a couple of them.
He showed up at the airport there in China, and they didn't have a ladder for him. It was like a deliberate slight. It's like, kind of like saying, we don't really want you here. And then
no red carpet.
Yeah, and then the Philippine guy, that wasn't exactly a compliment, right?
Yeah.
So anyway, I've been having a little trouble there. And then we have, Saturn. Oh, we got a big lineup here with Saturn and Pluto. This was something similar to what we had last summer, where we had the mini crash. Remember July, August? I think we had that in a couple different itinerations, different versions of that, where Saturn and Pluto lined up together, and that's it was pretty bad for the stock market and so forth, So anyway, and that's and then another big thing that's happening this month. It takes Jupiter 11.5 years to go through all the signs. So about every 11.5 months, it changes signs. And so Jupiter's going to leave Virgo and go into Libra on the 8th. That's about 2 days away. And so that'll should cause a bit of a shift into various emphasis on different markets. So that'll should take some supply away from beans and add some supply to wheat. It's hard to imagine, or at least a change in trend. Usually it's a low, but usually it's a bring some supply. But sometimes you have a very oversold market. You could just bring a low. But watch those two markets: the beans and the wheat. The beans may still have an issue in that the moon's north node is still moving through Virgo, and when it gets to it goes backward through the signs. And so when it gets to zero Virgo in several months, that may be the big turn that you're looking for there in the beans, Larry.
Yeah, Norm, one other thing I want to mention to you. You remember Commander David Williams? You knew him, I'm sure. Now, he was a big proponent of Jupiter and the economic cycle. Is that cycle still working, or has quantitative easing, make that thing shift? Do you have any information on that?
That was his methodology. It's not specifically. I'm more specific about, let's look for a trend within a day or so.
Okay, good. All right, that's fair enough.
Different perspective.
You're a trader perspective as a research perspective. I understand.
Yeah, he's more. That was more macroeconomic kind of thing. Here we have on the 9th, we have Saturn going to be 90 degrees to Neptune. That has to do with oil and also coffee. And then we have the moon's north node with the U.S., so that could be big. And then we have Uranus. Here's a big one here. Uranus going to line up with Neptune, so that could be some disruption in the oil market, also involving copper. So now we're going to look at some of these charts that I just mentioned. Here's your stock market on the next page. And we have these dates here. We have the 8th coming up as a big date. And we have then the 12th and the 13th. So this technical picture here is pretty messy. I don't know if you think so, but on a very short-term basis, as of Friday's close, this S&P 500, we were up in a little bit of an up channel here, but we're sitting on the bottom. So if we break this channel, then we could head down, or we could continue to go up. But just overhead, we have some resistance here. Looks like maybe, what is that? I'd have to zoom in there. Let's see. I can't see what. Let's see. I don't have my zoom thing handy. Maybe I can get it back. There we go. There we go. See what date, what price that might be. Sorry for the delay.
It's okay. You
78 or 70. Oh, those are just one to handle increments there. So really, we're looking at about 2180 level. It's 82, 84. I'm sorry, 86, 2186. And, then you got some serious resistance there on the S&P. Alrighty. Oh, no, I went too far. All right, there we go. So that's how I see it. I got to, change a trend do here. This 29th, by the way, you like this, Larry. Mercury went retrograde last week on Monday night. And that was, let's see, where is that? That's this, I think that was this top over here, perhaps. Yeah, that's that high over here for the 29th. That was the early, late August top,
Mm-hmm.
All right, moving on ahead. Here's your T-bonds. We got some dates coming up here for the T-bonds, the 7th and the 8th, and then the 12th. And then the big one is coming up the 23rd to the 26th that weekend, Friday the 23rd to Monday the 26th. This is a crazy-looking chart pattern here. I don't know what you think, Larry, but you got near term here. You have higher highs, lower lows. It's a giant whipsaw market,
It sure is.
Very short termer. We're kind of wedging there. We're kind of getting a little bit of a wedge here, and with a little bit of a sideways chop, So I'm looking for looking for this all to come together. Some kind of resolution here in the next about 1 to 2 trading days.
Do you believe that the Fed is going to raise rates in December? One of our listeners is asking.
I don't know. I have to wait until we get to December and look at the calendar, see how Janet Yellen's feeling in December,
Let's put it this way. Does it make any difference whether they raise rates or not?
I believe that the script is all written ahead of time.
You do?
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. Oh, you mean the history, the astrology stuff?
Yeah, the markets. They're going to do what they're going to do,
Yeah, absolutely.
You might remember back in the April of 86, 85, cattle was crashing. I saw all the things culminating that the big supply was going to go away. I bought I bought a cattle contract. Never bought cattle. Never traded cattle before in my life. I was mostly doing stocks back then, dabbling in the commodities, and bought cattle at 50 cents. And a couple days later, they said there was a nuclear meltdown in the Soviet Union, and that all the European cattle were going to go in the dark. I didn't know anything about nuclear. I didn't know anything about nuclear power plants or anything like that. But a week later, the cattle is 10 cents higher.
We're going to take a break here and then come back to the dollar index, and then we'll finish up with the wheat. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Hi, I'm Steve Rhodes, host of the Trader's Edge heard daily at TFNN.com and author of Mastering Probability, a daily investment and trading newsletter service that I send out each morning by 8 a.m. My morning newsletter service covers exactly what the markets have been doing since last night's close, providing you with an edge on your trading day ahead. You get actionable trading ideas, including the exact entry, stop, and profit targets. Plus, I'll teach you the patterns and hidden market correlations that will make you a better trader. As a subscriber, you'll gain access to my 90-minute money management workshop, where I'll teach you the secrets that'll save your assets. The bottom line, I've got your back, including a 30-day money-back guarantee. See for yourself the type of analysis I provide each trading day by signing up for Mastering Probability today. With nothing to lose, this is an offer you should not pass on. Mastering Probability can be found under Trading Newsletters on the front page of TFNN.com.
Tom O'Brien's weekly gold letter, The Gold Report, gives complete and concise coverage of the entire gold market. Inside, you'll get Tom's commentary on gold, the dollar, the rand, the bond, the XAU, the HUI, and detailed coverage of nearly 25 mining stocks. He'll give you the entry price, price target, and stop price of each stock trade. The Gold Report is a long-term newsletter where the focus is on building real wealth through the management of a successful portfolio of gold stocks. With a lifetime of knowledge and almost 12 years of writing his informative weekly newsletter, The Gold Report, Tom O'Brien can provide you with the important market information to help you make better trades in the gold market. Don't let the next bull run in gold pass you by. To get a month-long free trial to The Gold Report, an $85 value, visit the front page of TFNN.com today.
Since 1984, Basil Chapman has been using the Chapman Wave methodology to advise traders of his expert market opinion. While originally hand-drawing charts from the late 1970s into the 1980s, Basil noticed that prices under most circumstances virtually always had a certain number of legs to the upside before declining sharply. Later, Basil found that computer software, which included the standard market technical indicators, enhanced the degree of accuracy in calling price turns as well as market trend calls. Thus was born the Chapman Wave sequence. Using the Chapman Wave methodology along with other indicators, Basil Chapman advises his subscribers of his expert market opinion each market day with his opening call newsletter. Right now, you can get a 2-week free trial to the opening call, Basil's daily trading newsletter, by visiting the front page of TFNN.com. Cancel at any time during that trial and pay absolutely nothing. Get your 2-week free trial to Basil's newsletter, The Opening Call, today by visiting TFNN.com.
This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Okay, we're back with Norm Winsky of Astro Trends. Norm, we've got a minute for the dollar index, a minute for December wheat, and a minute for you to tell us how we reach you.
Sounds good. So the dollar, we got a change of trend date due today. We got one tomorrow. So keeping that in mind. Then we have a nice few days until the Monday. Have a big change of trend date on Monday, the 12th. That's right? Yep. And then we kind of open highway there all the way till the 23rd, 26th. So we might get a big trend starting on about the 12th, and might take it all the way till about the 23rd to the 26th. Here's your chart here. Technically, as you know, we've been getting very, very narrow here on the short-term basis. I think this is all going to come to a inflection. A climax here. Inflection point. Probably about today or tomorrow. Okay, so this we should be able to pick up some kind of trending here. It's been going sideways for the last day or two. So that should all resolve itself here in either today or tomorrow. Moving ahead, here's the wheat. Wheat's kind of interesting. We have some big dates coming here. We had Mercury went retrograde last week, and then we had a solar eclipse. Look at that. The chart, if you can see the chart there, the chart,
Sure.
Wheat bottomed right on the afternoon right before the solar eclipse. Solar eclipse was overnight, and that was the low. So, if you get my letter, I give you on 3 paragraphs, I give you a whole system on how to trade the grains using the moon and Mercury. It's very simple. So there you go. And then looking ahead here now, looks like we're at here we got the next day coming up is the 9th. Watch for the 9th. And that's Friday. And then Monday and then we have and then there's a lunar eclipse coming up on, let's see, where did they go? Oh yeah, the 16th, that's a Sunday. So that'd be over the Monday is the 17th, so watch that too. Anyway, so that's what we see here for the wheat. Got a change of trend coming here over the weekend, and then Thursday is a Tuesday, and then you have open highway for several days till the 19th. Actually, before that. And then how to get my stuff? Call Norm.
Well, we have to post that, Norm, because we've run out of time, my friend. So we will have you back on the next time you're ready to go.
Yes, sir.
May God bless. You
have the people call me right away because I got a small window here to help people.
If you're an active trader looking for that extra edge when it comes to trading and investments, then now is a great time to get a 2-week free trial to Tom O'Brien's daily market letter, Market Insights. Tom O'Brien's daily newsletter, Market Insights, comes out every market day at around 9:30 a.m. and provides Tom's daily commentary on the broad market, including the Dow, NASDAQ, and S&P, plus specific trade recommendations. There's even an update published most afternoons to keep you informed about the day's market activity. He'll give you the entry price, price target, and stop price of each stock and option trade. With Market Insights, there's nothing left to guessing. For all the details and to get your 2-week free trial to Market Insights started today, visit TFNN.com.